You are now tuned in to The Journey.
You walk with me, I walk with you. Together we face life, hand in hand, side by side. With Jesus, the mastermind. It takes faith, it takes a step to finish 1,000 miles. But together, we're in this, and this is called the journey. The journey. The journey. This is called the journey. The journey. This is called the journey. Yeah.
What's up, everybody? Hope all is well, and welcome back to the Journey Podcast with your hosts, Karen Sion,
Kirkland and So.
Salome Aim,
Antonia Hundore,
Christopher Waasssuuuppp.
and we're so happy and so excited that the Journey Podcast is back. Aren't you guys so excited?
Yes.
Oh my goodness. It's been like a year and a half since the Journey Podcast last aired. We started doing season 2, and then we took a hiatus. We came back for the mid-season premiere, and then we did like 2 shows, and that was it.
COVID. We're blaming it on COVID.
Yes. But now we are back, and we are back to stay.
Yeah.
So we thank God so much. We have a lot in store for you today. It's just going to be a really lighthearted show. We're going to talk to each other, ask each other questions, get to know. If you can see, we have new team members, and some of our behind the scenes team members are now in front of the camera. So it's very exciting. If you've been tuning to the show, welcome back. And thank you so much for sticking with us all the way through the times that we were silent. And we know that you were silently following the journey and listening to all the shows and watching them, even though we weren't uploading new ones. God bless you all. We are so grateful for the amazing subscribers, the supporters, the listeners, the viewers. God bless you all so much. If this is your first time listening and or watching the Journey Podcast, let us tell you a little bit about the show. So the Journey is a Christ-based, Bible-based podcast that focuses on anything and everything that has to do with our lives in this generation, such as career choices, education, love, marriage, singlehood, sex, courtship, all of the above. We pretty much try to look for real life problems and look for real life solutions in God's word. And the slogan of our show is walking God's way, because that's what we want to do. So let's say it together. Walking God's way. They didn't say it together.
Oh, I didn't tell you. I'll count down.
Okay.
First again.
Yeah, countdown. Oh, Lord. Walking God's way. New episodes drop weekly on Fridays at 3 p.m. You can find the episodes. If you want to listen, you can find them on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, TuneIn Radio, and most recently on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you can be notified when new episodes drop. So let's get into the show. This is the premiere, season 3, guys. We didn't really complete the full list of episodes for season 2, but we just translated it to season 3. So the journey's back with new beginnings, new people, new stories. A lot of things happen in our lives, I guess, while we were on break, the hiatus, and all that stuff. So we're just gonna get a little bit into that and talk about our expectations for the show. So before we start talking, we just want to introduce the team members all together, and then we'll introduce the newest team members and then get to know them a little bit and welcome them into the Journey family. So how's everybody doing? I'm going to start from my left, my far left.
Doing well. Thank you for asking.
How's life been? How's the year been? How's the month been?
Yeah, a month. I mean, since we just started, the month has been okay so far. Yeah, the year's flying by. I mean, to me, if we're in September, then we're basically in 2023.
Absolutely. I didn't ask your name. I'm sorry. Even though you mentioned in the beginning, what's your name?
So my name is Kirkland and So. I'm one of the newer members, if you can't tell. And yeah, I know that this show, especially this season, is going to be a life-changing one. So,
Amen.
Yeah.
Amen. We're so glad to have you here. To my nearest left. Is that a word? Near left? Nearest left? I don't know.
That's the word today.
I'm Salome Aim. I'm glad to be on this show. I'm one of the older members behind the camera for now. Yeah. So I'm good. Work, school, just going with the flow. And I know the show will, transform all of us. So I'm excited.
Amen. Welcome.
Thank you.
And to my near right.
Hello, everybody, or should I say, what's up, everybody?
Yes.
Welcome back. Y'all know me already. I'm Antonia Hundore. I've been hosting or co-hosting the show with Karen for a long time now. I'm excited to be back. I know all of us are going to contribute something so special to the show, and I'm excited to see all that we have to offer. So far the year has been pretty dandy. You know, this month just started good so far. Just excited to see where the rest of the year takes us.
Absolutely.
About 4 or so months. What's the date? 8?
Yeah, 4 months.
About 4 or so months left.
Yep.
You know, whatever is left is left.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amen. And to my far right.
Hi guys, I'm Christabel Waasssuuuppp, also a new member of the Journey podcast, and I'm just excited. This is a new journey for me as well. So I'm very excited to get into it and to meet all you guys and have some cool conversations.
Absolutely. This is the team. We're missing Mr. Journey, Deacon Laud Anderson. He's now our patron, and he says hi from wherever he is. But he will be making some guest appearances on the show throughout the season. As you know, I'm your host and the executive producer of The Journey. This is Antonia, who is the creative director and a producer of The Journey. She is in charge of the creative department, which includes Kirkland as the creative administrator, and then Christabel as the creative team member. And then we also have Nana here, who is the director of media. We have roles assigned, just to kind of give us our scope in the team to know what to do, but we pretty much work together. We do anything and everything when we're asked or told to. I'll just kick off with our newest members, Christabel and Kirkland. How did you become a member of the Journey podcast? I mean, I know, but I'm still asking.
So basically, our lovely host reached out to me, and I was interested in the position. So I was like, yeah.
Lovely, lovely. How about you, Kirk?
Yeah, I was offered.
Not offered.
With benefits, everything was nice. The insurance.
401k, we offer it all.
401k, everything. But just building that friendship with Karen, I guess she, saw potential in our conversations and how deep they could go. So I'm sure, based on our conversation, she's seen that could add value to the show. So she reached out, and I said, why not? It's a different thing that I'm doing. I've never done something like this, but I know I'll learn a lot. So.
And prior to the offers, had you listened, or had either of you listened or watched the show in any capacity?
Yeah.
Even if it's one, is fine.
Yeah.
If you want to go first, Christabel.
Yeah, I've watched. I think I've watched on YouTube, and I saw you guys' channel. I was like, oh, podcast, cool. So yeah.
How about you?
Yeah, I've seen a couple of episodes. You actually shared them with me, and I was really, I don't know if surprised is the right word, but just seeing how vulnerable the show could get at times. Yeah, I was like, wow, it takes a lot of courage to be able to speak in front of people watching and be willing to share your story and some of the things you've went through. So I think one of the episodes I've seen, you shared some of your experiences and challenges and struggles that you went through in the past. That I'm not going to get to it. If you want to know what I'm talking about, go check out. Go back and watch. But,
yeah. Oh, wow. And for our older team members, right? So I just want to ask, I explained a little bit in the beginning what The Journey is about. The Journey is a Bible-based, Christ-based podcast, focuses on anything in life, talks about everything in this generation that we experience, and we look for solutions in the Word of God. Is there one thing maybe in past shows that has resonated with you, or is there something that you want us to maybe address in the upcoming season? And we'll start from left, right? Right.
Well, I think we might address this, but just from personal experience, I just feel like we should talk about the struggles, I guess, of being young Christians in this society, and trying to do things God's way, but also having to face the pressure of our culture and just the way society is set up. I feel like it can be really difficult to sort of be, I guess, like the sore thumb kind of sticking out and like sticking to your values and your faith. And so I feel like if we delve into that, that'll be very helpful for myself and also for viewers who feel the same way.
Oh, that's lovely. I love that. What about you, Tony?
I think Christopher said it all, to be honest. I feel like, especially like in our church, there's a lot of youth and young people. And I feel like within the church, it's like you don't feel left out because there's a lot of people that are around your age, experiencing the same things in Christ, reading the Word of God or whatever it may be. But I think once you step out, it's kind of like a whole new world. It's like you kind of have to fight to stay alive, kind of. Because, like, you know, we're gonna get into it, but like things like, you know, peer pressure or like just trying to not succumb to the things of the world. You know, you want to, you know, obviously like have your friends outside in the world, but you also don't want to like leave the things of God type of thing. So yeah, I think Crystal, she hit the nail on the head. But I just elaborated a little bit, but yeah, that's what I would like
absolutely.
to
I think I'm looking forward to that. I think I never really realized what a challenge young Christians have, you know, out there in the society until I think I started working in corporate America, because there's certain things that you can do, cannot do. And even in high school, when I was in high school, college, like there were certain things that I would stand for that other people didn't stand for. And I was convinced to hide, like sweep mine under the rug because I want to fit in. So we'll definitely get into that this year. I'm really excited for that. What about you, Nana? Salome. Manago. I don't know.
All of it. I think they said it all as well. I think adding that topic would be a good fit as well. Yeah, they said it all. So yeah,
you'd be like, Mrs. Nice Man, shout outs to you. She's the one who started it. We said it all. My husband said it all. Okay, last but not the least.
I really like, you know, what was said, but I also think that diving into the male perspective, you know, of
you're surrounded by estrogen,
but you know, just a lot of the things that men experience for those who want to be serious about their walk, their journey with God, but also having to deal with a lot of the things outside, you know, things we see on social media, things our friends, you know, might be into our circles, and just knowing how to not be like lukewarm, you know, in your faith. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's funny you say that because as you're speaking, I'm thinking about how growing up you have that perspective. Men don't cry. Men are not supposed to show emotion. You know, so I'm pretty sure that there are things that men go through that society doesn't know about,
For sure.
and it's always overlooked because it's like a man has to be strong and you know kind of thing. So I would love for us to definitely get into that. So I definitely agree. I would also kind of want to ask, what are your expectations for the journey? Like, where do you see the Journey podcast going, especially now that we are all part of it and we're all doing it together? What is your expectation, or what do you want God to do for the Journey podcast?
That's a good question. I would say, I guess my answer is more about those watching. I really do hope this podcast shows those who may feel like they're different because of their faith, or they are like a little indecisive of like, you know, what to do or how to go about things. I hope this show reassures you that you're fine, you know, the way you are, what you believe in, there's nothing wrong with it. There's people here who are also going through the same things you're going through. So, you know, just try your best to reassure yourself that you're fine and everything will be okay. So I think I'll just leave it at that. Yeah.
I would also say the same thing, that what we're saying and like, you know, our feedback and all will transform people that are watching as well, and also transform us. Like whatever, like our stories will impact them, and I hope and pray that, you know, we'll be somewhere impacting other people's lives, like in a bigger, So
yeah, I love that. What about you, sis?
I think for me, it's about like reach, but I don't think it's about like if we reach like 1,000 people or like 10,000 people. Even if we reach one person, I mean, we're praying for more. Subscribe.
Yes.
But even if we reach one person and like truly are able to change the perspective on life and like how they think, what they do, how they speak, you know, things like that, I feel like that's what would really, like, I would feel like we accomplished something on the journey.
Absolutely. What about you, Chris?
I agree with what everyone said. I feel like if we're able to have like open and honest conversations, like people outside watching will be able to relate and be encouraged in their faith journey.
Absolutely. It is a journey, no pun intended. And I think for me, I would say you guys just, what was your phrase? They hit the nail on the head. They pretty much said everything. I think I always said last year, the year before, whatever I do to the glory of God. And if one person, just one person out there that listens or watches us says, because of this show, I'm going to give my life to Christ, that's enough.
Yeah.
Like, that's enough. Doesn't matter about it. We like the subscribers, but doesn't matter about the subscribers or the monetization or like whatever it is. We just want God's name to be lifted, to be glorified, and to spread, and also for lives to see the impact that Christ makes on them. I think another thing I'm looking forward to is the vulnerability. This show can make you get very open, and I think we stand for that on the show. We're very transparent. I think Tony made an acronym of the things I stand for when it comes to friendships, relationships. And in the show, I would say one of our principles are host, honesty, openness, sincerity, and transparency. We are looking to cultivate a family and an environment with the podcast that promotes honesty, openness, sincerity, and transparency. So we're all in our youth department in church. And as of the time we were recording the show last week, an atmosphere was created where we were able to be open and, confess some of the things that we're struggling with. And I know for me, I had a conversation with your sister, with Edna. Hi, Edna. I had a conversation with her and I was telling her that honestly, like after sharing some of the things that I shared, I felt lighter and I felt freer. And that's what we hope for those of us sitting here and for those of you watching, that whatever stories we share, whatever testimonies we share, whatever Bible principles or core values that we want to instill in ourselves and in you guys, we hope that it will let you feel freer and be lighter so that you can walk this journey with God with a guilt-free mind. So I think that's my major expectation for the journey. And I'm probably going to ask one last question and the show will be over. This show was very short. You guys should clap for me. Like this was, oh, you won't clap.
I'm not clapping.
Oh. So we're going to play a game. It's just, to end the show on a light note, allow us to get to know each other a little bit more. Everybody's going to pick a number between 21 and 39. We're going to go this way, including myself. And then when you pick your number, everybody else has to close their eyes because I have it on my screen so that nobody cheats. But we don't stand for cheating here. Whatever number you get, you have to answer the question I ask you honestly. Okay. Like honestly. You can't sugarcoat anything. What do we stand for? You have to tell me again.
Honesty. Host. Honesty, openness, sincerity, and
transparency.
Yes. Clap for yourselves. Oh, you remember the clap we learned in movement? Another big one. For the journey.
Shout out to Elder Ray.
Yes. Oh, and I sorry, it's just me rambling on. I'm so excited because a lot of things we're gonna do this season is go back to the episodes and the topics that we had from season 1 and season 2 and kind of talk about it with all of our perspectives again. Because I was the only one hosting, and sometimes Tony would join in. But now that we have all of us, we would be chiming in, kind of getting like this, especially my favorite, the purity and celibacy episode, the one I did with Lucy and Barbara. Shout out to you guys. We will have the male perspective. We actually recorded that episode, and I told you guys about that some time ago. We recorded it, and then it split into like a million seconds. So we were unable to put it together. So literally lost the file. But they will be back. Elder Sam. Oh, Deacon Sam is now an elder. That's the updates. Deacon Ray is now an elder, and Lord is now a deacon. So, glory. So Elder Sam, Elder Reagan, Deacon Lord, Kirkland, and myself will be hosting that show. I'm so excited because I would love to hear how to maneuver through that in life, the way we talked about it, and from the female perspective, I would love to hear from the male. Just like any thoughts?
Oh, for sure. It's going to be a good show. just like I was saying earlier, the things going on around us is very interesting to have that conversation and just open up about some of those struggles. Yeah.
Okay. That's just by the way. So Kirkland's gonna go first, okay? So number
Alright.
between 21 and 39.
25.
25.
Yep.
Do you miss anyone?
Do I miss anyone?
That's the question.
Oh, wow.
Do you miss?
Can't put that in there.
No, we can't. Oh Lord!
I was thinking that too, though. That's so ironic.
But it is. Do you just say yes? You don't have to explain.
Yes, I do.
Oh.
Yeah. But can we pick another one?
Yes, we can. We can.
So that I can say more.
Yeah. Okay, go. Pick another number. 21 through 39.
27.
You're just in the 20s. What is this?
I don't know.
Pick 28.
28.
Okay, what's your biggest fear?
Oh, my biggest fear.
Yeah, I know, right? How it goes from do you miss anyone to what is your biggest fear?
My biggest fear. I don't know. I mean, I know, but I guess putting it in words is hard. I guess my biggest fear is not being able to do what I say, like where I see myself, not reaching that.
Right.
Yeah, I think that's
So
probably
not
one of my
reaching
biggest
your
fears.
full potential.
Exactly. Not reaching my full potential.
And what enhances that fear? Like I know some fears are there, but like is there anything like that maybe might happen that would enhance that fear? It's like kind of thing.
Time.
That's true.
Time. Yeah, I'll just leave it at that. Time is flying. So
it's frying.
Yeah, it's flying. Frying.
It's frying. Deep frying. Oh, lovely. Yeah. Does anybody share that? Like, hey.
Yeah.
It's Christopher for me.
When you're young, you're like, oh, by 20, I'm going to do this.
Yes.
21, 25. And it's like, we're at that age now. And I'm just like,
where's what
it's
I
getting
have
real.
planned?
Yeah.
It's getting real.
Literally, I said I was going to be married by 21, have my first baby at 23, second kid at 25, third kid 27, 20 tuck at 29.
As you could tell,
same
she ran
plan.
through it with Tony to make sure everything was all in order.
But that's just to show us that our plans are tentative. We're doing a devotional this year and it's called Jesus Calling. And I think it was one of the devotions this week. And it's funny because it was an answer to a question I was asking God. And I was like, how do I live in total dependence on you, but then at the same time still make plans or be structured with my life? Because I always felt like it was one or the other. It's like I just live my life carefree and God will direct me, or I'll make my plans and structure everything and forget about God. But then one of the devotions was saying that when you live in total dependence on me, your plans are tentative, mine are superior. So God is telling us that his plans are superior to ours. So we should still make plans, but we follow his lead. But my life did not go the way I expected it. And we'll talk about that more. So that's, yeah.
Nah, imagine if hey, I can't see myself getting married at 21. Like I'm 21 now. Imagine me being married now.
Yo, I'm gonna be 25 next year, and I thought I was gonna have a second child by now.
That's crazy. It's 2022.
Huh?
Getting married at that age is like.
No, but like growing up, like my mom got married at 18.
But back then, I feel like it was different.
And things are changing.
Yeah, now we have so much pressure from working and having. And now everything is so expensive with the economy. Everything is trading. Back then, life was.
Yeah,
we were chilling.
Like literally, be like 17 years old, like go get married, and then have a baby at like 19.
Yeah.
But like now, I think last time the three of us were having a conversation and we're talking about marriage and ages and stuff. And I was thinking about it. I was just like, I think our generation might get married a little later in life than our parents.
But everybody's having kids now.
Like,
I feel like it's one or the other. Like you're either like you're having kids now, or you're like waiting to get married at like when you're 30.
Yes.
So I feel like
that's
in our age range, like you're either having kids or like super career focused, and it's like
the other side.
Yeah.
It's true because the people I went to high school with that are like literally married with 3 kids. I'm like,
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
We're
But
the
then
same
there's
age.
other people like who are still, trying to figure out
Yeah.
what they're doing in life.
yes, yes.
And I feel like either one is fine.
Absolutely.
Like, don't be pressured to be like, oh, I'm not married, I don't have kids.
Mhm.
Your time is your time.
Yes.
Yep.
And God
Yeah.
knows what's right for you at the right
Absolutely.
time.
Yes.
Sure.
So I just feel like, don't feel bad or like upset if you're not at the certain point you wanted to be in life.
Mhm.
You never know what, God has in store for you.
Absolutely.
If you got what you have wanted right now,
Mhm.
things might have been drastically different.
Absolutely.
So I feel like, just wait on
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the shows that's coming up. Timelines and Comparison.
Mhm.
That's one of the shows coming up in this month. Hopefully. But it could be serious. Like you look at someone's timeline and look at yours, and you're like, am I doing the right thing? But God is. I think there's a song Dunsin did. That's my guy. Dunsin, he did. He said, as faces are different, so our needs are. And we have a Father who's capable of reaching our needs one-on-one. So it's like your needs are different from Nana's needs, are different from my needs, are different from all of us, our needs. So he's going to meet each need at the capacity that you can handle it pretty much. So that's one thing that I think is bothering our society. Comparison definitely bothered me. I don't know about any of so we'll definitely have a conversation about that. So that was just one game question that ended up us here. So next number.
What was
Between 21 and 39.
32?
Ooh, it's a good number, I guess. Hey, what are you jealous of?
Ooh, spicy.
I didn't even answer that.
Be real.
Okay. I would say I think I accepted it now, but like body wise. This generation, the whole I used to
What are you talking about?
I don't have this. I have this.
Well, that's honest.
It is honest. She said,
Yeah. So
Okay.
yeah. I think a lot of it had to do with like social and comparison.
yes,
That too.
yes.
So social media and this generation, I feel like, Kim Kardashian, that whole thing.
Yeah.
But the flat but all that.
Yeah.
I don't like none of that. So
You're
yeah,
beautiful.
I think thank you. But I think as I got older, I kind of accepted it, but it had a lot to do with God too. So yeah, my worth and all of that. So yeah.
Okay. Does anybody relate?
Oh yeah, definitely. Absolutely. I feel like I have the opposite problem of mine. But
Me too.
But I feel like honestly, like I feel like when we were younger, we didn't have social media to be like
Comparing.
Oh,
You
yeah.
didn't know who was, excuse me to say, you didn't know who was, okay, no. You didn't know who was thick. You didn't know who was skinny. You didn't know who had Coca-Cola shape or Sprite bottle shape. We don't know. You didn't know all of that. You're right. Absolutely.
Yeah, and I feel like a lot more now in social media, like people are very vocal about what they like and what they don't like. So it's like you kind of like have all these voices like coming to you from all different angles, and it's like you don't really know what to do, and you don't really know like where to start. But I think like once you understand like it is what it is, like it just becomes a lot easier to live life because it's like you can't. This is the body you were given. If you want to change it, go to the gym. If you don't want to go to the gym, drink your water and go about your day. Like as long as you're healthy, I don't think like what your body looks like really matters.
Absolutely.
So there's just that. But I think there's just. I feel like we're gonna get into this a lot.
Absolutely, we will. This is
a
preview.
snippet. Sneak peek.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would just say like you are one of the most beautiful people I know.
Yeah, so are you.
Oh, thank you.
And so are you. Quick question for the only male in there. Do you think men struggle with body image as
For
well?
sure.
Hmm.
Oh gosh.
Oh, that sounds personal.
I didn't like just think about all the men that say they go into the gym.
The six packs, the muscle.
All that is from what we see on social media. Even for me, I started my gym journey because of what I saw on social media.
Oh wow.
Yeah. I mean, it also had to do with just me wanting to challenge myself. But it's hard when you see those things on social media and Yeah, you can't help but compare.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
definitely.
Funny. Sorry.
You're fine. Yeah.
I actually had a phase where I was trying to gain weight.
Oh, I remember. I'm gonna cut you off right here. She used to. Oh, I don't know if you guys were here. She used to make like waffles and eggs with like cheese and then bacon and then
Oh wow.
yo.
And
I
I bought
would-
protein powder too. Like I was
you
calling
made
my
protein
brother.
Wow.
Yeah.
I would look at the what's that
Were
status?
you
This
able
is
to?
diabetes right here. Like
Actually,
display.
I got a gut.
You got a what?
Yeah. I mean, now.
We have a gut.
Yeah, it's still there.
So it pretty much just made you gain weight here
My stomach.
and not anywhere else.
My sister
That's
warned
so
me.
annoying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the
It
thing.
is.
Like,
It is.
I feel like, like my body structure, I'll only gain weight in my stomach
Mm.
and my face.
Oh,
That's it.
That's good.
It won't, but it don't match.
Oh, yeah.
So I gave up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, some more. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Like, you guys know I had like a health kick last year. I've already shared on the Totally Virgin. Real kid.
Sorry, I seen that one video where he's like, I'm purely vegan. Have you seen that video before?
No.
Okay, anyway, she was purely vegan.
I
And she
was.
was only eating vegan foods.
And I was counting my calories and I was gymming like 6 days a week.
Wow.
And I've shared it before. I have a hormonal Actually, I'm not going to say that anymore. The doctors say that I have a hormonal disorder called PCOS, and it's supposed to affect my hormones, which affect my ovulation, menstrual cycle, all of that stuff. So it also causes me to be insulin resistant. So it's hard for me to lose weight. And then I would lose a lot of weight, gain it all back like in the span of months. So last year I lost a total of 70 pounds, gained 50 back.
Oh.
And now we're coming down again, kind of thing, trying to maintain a healthy weight. But I remember, I think this year is when I started gaining the weight again. And I think I was very vocal about it when I lost the first 50 pounds. So then I did like a post on Instagram, then I'll post my gym workouts and all that stuff. Then when I started getting the weight back, I felt like a fraud. And I decided to so I stopped posting as much. Like I'll just post like quotes or videos or whatever. Like I didn't take pictures. I was a faithful picture taker on Sundays because I was feeling myself. Like I won't lie. I was proud of the progress that I had made. And it was like the biggest weight loss journey that I've ever had in my whole life. Because I've tried the diets, I've tried keto, I've tried vegan, I've tried intermittent fasting, I've tried everything to try to lose weight. But this is how God made me. This is my body. I just have to put the right things into it, and then also make sure that the right things come out, which is in my speech, and then also the food that I eat, kind of thing. So I'm learning to accept the fact that no matter what number is on the scale, I'm still beautiful, because not just physically, but my heart is beautiful. So that's also a struggle, which we will talk about on subsequent episodes.
I actually wanted to interject.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I feel like it's easier said than done, but post. If you like what you see, if you like, the picture, post it. Because I promise you, there's probably a million people who are going through the same thing.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And you never know whose life you can impact by just doing those things.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So
thank you for that.
Just, I think that, obviously it takes time to build that confidence where, you made a change, but then you see yourself reverting back, and then obviously you start to put yourself down.
Yeah.
But you don't want to do that.
Absolutely.
You want to remind yourself that this happened for a reason. I still love myself, and I'm still going to do what I want. Whether somebody says something, whether somebody doesn't, I know that what I'm doing could also, change somebody's life. So,
right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thanks so much. I appreciate that. These are like the kind of conversations we have.
Yeah.
Okay. Who's next? You?
Yeah.
Okay. Pick a number.
30.
That was fast.
She had it in my head.
Yeah. Favorite movie?
I don't have one. Next question.
Hey. Okay. Pick another number.
The 39 you said, right?
Yeah.
36.
Tony, what's the questions you're picking? Sports you play? She don't play any sports. Next question.
Like currently or in the past?
You used to play volleyball, right?
Yeah, I used to play a lot of things.
Oh, what did you play?
All right, so volleyball is probably the biggest thing. I'm a huge volleyball player. I love volleyball, watching volleyball, playing volleyball, being a volleyball kind of.
Wait, sorry. How does one become a volleyball?
I didn't know you played sports.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
See, thank God for these questions. It's like,
Yeah. So yeah, volleyball is probably the most involved sport I was in, and then I also managed volleyball team, the boys volleyball team. So
wow.
that's how much I like volleyball. Is like my sport. Like you catch me on Instagram, those reels I be doing. Yeah, I love that. I also ran track for a little bit. I hated it, so I stopped running track. I did basketball for a little bit.
Oh,
Also
wow.
hated it, so I stopped. I did just one more. I just played softball for a year. Softball was cool. I feel like it was kind of different. I don't know. It wasn't really my thing, but I feel like I enjoyed being around the people that were in the team. And we had an okay record. I think that's it. And then I danced for a long
Oh,
time.
wow.
Yeah. Danced for like
cool.
9+ years. So
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
That's a long
yeah.
time.
Yeah, dance. Like, I feel like it's dance than volleyball. Yeah.
Dance volleyball. What about you? Sports? Any sports?
Well, I played tennis for 4 years.
Wow. Never would have known.
What is funny because honestly, I grew like as a player, but like it was just a participation thing.
Oh.
Because I'm not a good. I feel like I'm not an athlete. I commend all the athletes out there because what you guys do is very cool, but
It is.
it's not for me. Like, yeah.
What about you?
In middle school, I did hip hop and
Hey.
tap dancing.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
And then
Yeah, me too. It was like,
I didn't enjoy so much of the tap dancing, but the hip hop was cool. I danced in high school too. I actually forgot. Yeah, it was a African American club. Those culture thingies. I enjoyed that a lot, and then I did track too, but it was also participation. I suck. I don't do sports. I tried everything. It doesn't work. You know, I just stick to the dancing.
Oh,
Yeah.
I mean, you're very good at it too. So,
Thank you.
How about you, Kirk?
I actually played in elementary school. I played football for like a year and a half. Yeah, but it wasn't for me. I was getting a lot of migraines.
Oh,
Yeah. So for those who play football, I really do commend you if you're able to, stick with that sport. And then I got into basketball in middle school. I was one of the late bloomers in basketball. I wasn't the best, but I was good enough to make the team in high school. And then, once college hit, things got real.
No more sports in college.
Yeah, no
It'd
more.
be
Just
like that.
just for fun,
Right.
for fun. But nothing too serious.
That's interesting. I know for me, I used to play tennis in grade school as well. I was actually part of a tennis camp. I would play it in school throughout the school year, then go to tennis camp in the summer. I don't know what happened with that. But then I became really fond of badminton. How do you pronounce that? Badminton or badminton? I love that. And I'm really good actually. That's just a side note. And then I think in high school I I joined the flag football team, which was great. I loved flag football. I was like one of the best receivers, and that's not my own words. That was the words of our coach. But that stopped. You're not supposed to tackle in flag football, but someone tackled me and I fell, hit my head and blacked out. So after that, I was like, never again. So I didn't play again. I like swimming. I like volleyball as well. I don't play any sports right now. I think the only thing I enjoy, like for physical activity, is actually do enjoy going to the gym and lifting weights. I actually really enjoy it. Like I like pushing myself. Funny story. So last year when I started doing the gym, I remember I think I had talked to Kirk because I knew you went to the gym. So I was like talking to Kirk like, how do I, what do I do? So I remember at the time I could only do, I don't know what it's called, that leg pusher thing. I could only do 90 pounds. I am proud to say I now do 190 pounds. So, so it's like, that's my thing now. I like doing that. So that's it. Okay, Chris, pick a number from 21 to 39.
37.
Okay. Ooh. What are your talents? Yeah, okay, get that.
Okay. phrase this differently. What I like to do.
Okay, we like that. We like that.
I like to sing and I like to write.
In other words, those are her talents. Oh, that's cool. What are your talents?
I'm gonna phrase it just like I still phrased it. I
But
also
wait, you could like something and that's not necessary. There's a lot of people that like to sing and they,
okay. Well,
yeah. Sorry.
okay. Well, if you're gonna put it, okay. So I like to sing. I love to dance. If we're gonna get specific, my favorite types of dance are salsa
Ooh.
and probably I love salsa. Probably just salsa. And I feel like not designing, but like I like creating. Like,
Mm.
hey, now it was strong. I just like to be creative in like my own time. I like to take my time with things, you know. Just like whenever the spur of the moment comes, I'm like, all right, let's just make something new today.
That's cool.
Yeah.
How about you?
As she said, anything creative, anything design. It could be anything with design. I'll do it.
Oh, wow.
Graphics.
Argo Designs in the house.
Uh,
What about you, Kirk?
I don't know.
You don't have any
Yeah.
talents?
I don't think I have talents.
You do.
I don't know how to phrase it. I was thinking this whole time what to say. There's things that I like to do.
What do you like to do?
I like to write, I like to read, watch movies. But I like movies where I could gain something, if that makes sense. Yeah. Like I love dramas and historical movies from like the that are based on a certain time period. I like some fantasy. And yeah.
I think you have a talent for listening.
Oh, okay.
Like as a
I was gonna say that actually.
You
I like
are?
to listen to other people.
Yeah,
the
you have
things
a
that they
really
say. Yeah.
like you have a knack for that because I think in conversations a lot of people just listen to respond,
Yeah.
but I think you're one of those that actually listen to understand.
Mhm.
And when you do respond, it's more of something. If it's a solution, then it's a solution. If it's encouragement or advice, you know,
Yeah.
you give, and I'm sure all of us can testify that. So
Yeah.
I think you have a talent for listening or be having good conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll take that then.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, my talent, right? um, I'll say I like to sing. I like everything music. Like I love listening to music, playing music, singing music, writing music. I love everything music. I like to teach music. What else I like to do? I used to like to read. Now I'm trying to build that passion again. But I used to I used to like eat and read a book. Like I could not eat without reading a book. I do read like articles and stuff like that, but reading a book it's been a while. So no, I should start it again. But I like to let's say I like to read. I like to write as well. I also just started my hand on the designing thing a little bit, like kind of doing like posters and flyers. But yeah, I think I like to do a lot of things. But I think maybe if I'll pick a talent, I'll say music. Music is a gift, I guess God gave me. Yeah. So yeah, that wraps up today's show. It's been a pleasure recording the premiere episode. By the time this airs, it would have been September 30th. We'll be going into a new month. I'm just really grateful again. Actually, first and foremost, always give all the praise and glory to God for bringing us this far. We've heard so many testimonies. We've heard so many um, stories about people listening to the journey and getting some kind of impact. And you know, you get the we missed the journey. When is it coming back? And I know that again, like we said, even if one person is impacted, that's enough. Secondly, I'm grateful to you all, Christabel, Tony, Mr. Journey, Nana, Kirk, our intern behind the camera. I'm grateful to everybody who has partaken in the creation of the show and in the furtherance of the show. Everybody out there that has listened, watched, texted, commented, shared, God bless you. Like, we have no words to express the immense gratitude that we feel in our hearts right now. And I'm sure I'm not the only one that feels it. All of us, we feel it. And we're so excited. I'm so excited for what the journey has in store and for what God has in store for the Journey podcast. Again, I sense that this is going to be greater this season and greater in the future seasons. Thank you so much for watching and listening to the Journey podcast. We hope that you enjoy the premiere. Stay tuned for next week's episode, God willing, which will be on Friday, October 7th. Please stay updated by following the Journey on Instagram at the Journey underscore podcast, on Facebook, the Journey podcast with Karen Sion. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, the Journey podcast with Karen Sion, and check out our website, which probably will be going down soon, tjpodcast.com, for updates, announcements, etc. And just want to give a shout out before we end. I was gonna say stay tuned for like the midweek post. Our sister over here, Christabel, has been writing the most beautiful posts. So stay tuned for Wednesdays. Our Walk with Us Wednesdays is just a midweek post to kind of uplift our spirits and remember that we're on this journey before the Friday show comes along. So that's it. Remember, the fastest runner doesn't always win the race. The strongest warrior doesn't always win the battle. The wise sometimes go hungry, and the skillful are not necessarily wealthy. Those who are educated don't always lead successful lives, but it's all decided by God through times and seasons. We love you all. God bless you all. Stay safe, stay blessed, and we'll see you at the next episode of The Journey. Bye.
This is called the journey.